There is a land where time stands still, Israel. Here, the desert whispers the secrets of eternity, and every path leads to ancient mysteries. We will wander through the stillness of the Dead Sea, hear the echoes of waves by the ruins of Caesarea, climb the heights of Masada, where legends are carved into stone, and step into the heart of the world, Jerusalem, a city of 3 faiths and 1,000 stories. Prepare for a journey where every step is a meeting with eternity. But among countless wonders, there is one place that holds the heart of 3 great faiths, a city where antiquity and eternity meet. Welcome to Jerusalem. At the heart of the Holy Land lies a city where time itself seems to pause, and every stone whispers the breath of eternity. Jerusalem. Here in the labyrinth of ancient alleyways, the voices of 3 great faiths intertwine. Church bells ring in harmony with the call to prayer from minarets and the murmured petitions at the Wailing Wall. Jerusalem lives to the rhythm of the divine. In the heart of ancient Jerusalem, where history and faith intertwine, rises a golden crown, the Dome of the Rock. Its brilliance has watched over this sacred land for over 13 centuries, reflecting the prayers, hopes, and struggles of countless generations. Here, on this very rock, legends say Abraham prepared to sacrifice his son. Here, the Prophet Muhammad ascended to the heavens on his night journey. And here, the whispers of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam merge into a symphony of devotion. The golden dome glimmers under the blazing sun, as if touched by divine light. Beneath it, intricate mosaics and Arabic calligraphy sing praises to God, echoing through time. As you stand before this masterpiece, you don't just see a building. You feel the pulse of history, the weight of eternity, and the sacredness of a place where heaven and earth almost seem to touch. This is not just a monument. This is Jerusalem's beating heart, a beacon of faith, mystery, and timeless beauty. In the heart of Jerusalem, behind ancient stone walls, lies the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Here, on Golgotha, Christ was crucified. Here, his body was laid on the stone of anointing. And here, in a dark tomb, he was buried, only to rise again. Since 326 AD, when Queen Helena discovered the true cross, this place became the heart of Christian pilgrimage. Its halls echo with centuries of footsteps, of emperors, crusaders, and pilgrims seeking redemption. The scent of incense lingers in the air, candles flicker, and shadows dance on ancient stone. Every corner whispers stories. Every stone seems to breathe with faith and mystery. This is not just a church. It is a sacred labyrinth, a portal between earth and the divine, a place where eternity begins. At the base of the Temple Mount lies the Wailing Wall, the last remnant of the Second Temple and the beating heart of Jewish faith. Here, worshippers press their hands against the cool stones, slipping folded prayers into the cracks, believing angels will carry their words to God. On Friday evenings, as the sun sets, the plaza fills with the melodies of Kabbalat Shabbat, welcoming the sacred rest of the Sabbath. Winding through narrow streets, you come to the Dominican monastery, a sanctuary of silence. For centuries, monks here preserved manuscripts and began each day with chants beneath soaring arches. Even now, The air vibrates with reverence, broken only by the sound of footsteps on ancient stones. Beyond the city walls rises the Mount of Olives, crowned with the vast Jewish cemetery. It is said the dead buried here will be the first to rise on the day of resurrection and walk through the Golden Gate into Jerusalem. On these graves, there are no flowers, only stones. This ancient Jewish tradition marks remembrance and honor. Each pebble placed gently by a visitor says, "You are not forgotten." And to the north, perched on a hill like a sentinel of time, stands the tomb of Prophet Samuel. Pilgrims come here for blessings, turning their faces toward Jerusalem as they whisper prayers. It is said that from here, Samuel once looked upon the rising kingdoms and the Star of David ascending in the night sky. Jerusalem is not merely a city, it is the living heart of the world. Here, heaven and earth touch, and every breath is thick with history and faith. The streets smell of incense and bread, and the light of 1,000 candles flickers in ancient windows. To walk here is to touch eternity, and to leave forever changed.
Sands, cliffs, and legends. Here, in the heart of the desert, rises Masada, a bastion of history and memory.
High above the Judean desert, where golden sands meet the endless sky, rises an ancient plateau crowned with stone, Masada. More than just rock and ruins, this place whispers of defiance, freedom, and an unyielding human spirit.
2,000 years ago, King Herod built a magnificent fortress here. Palaces carved into the cliffside, storerooms filled with grain, and cisterns that gathered every precious drop of rain. It was a sanctuary, and later, a final stand. When the Roman Empire sought to crush a rebellion, a group of Jewish zealots fled here. For months they held out, surrounded by the might of Rome, the desert winds their only ally. But when the walls were breached, the defenders chose liberty over chains, and their story became legend. Today, as the first light of dawn spills across the desert, and the Dead Sea shimmers in the distance, Masada feels alive again. Walking its ancient paths, you can almost hear the echoes of voices carried on the wind. Masada is more than history. It's a symbol of resilience, of standing tall even when all hope seems lost. To stand here is to touch the soul of a nation and feel the desert's timeless power.
Yet among all the splendor of this land, there is a place where nature and humanity are woven together in perfect harmony. This is the Baha'i Gardens. High above Haifa, cascading down Mount Carmel, lie the Baha'i Gardens, a place born from faith and vision. Long ago, in the 19th century, the Bab, the herald of the Baha'i faith, was imprisoned and executed for his teachings of unity and peace. Yet his message lived on, and his remains were brought here, to rest on this sacred mountain. Around his golden domed shrine, these 19 terraces were built, each one a symbol of harmony between humanity and nature. As you walk among the flowers, the air seems to hum with serenity, and the view stretches endlessly. The deep blue of the Mediterranean, the bustling city below, and a sky that feels infinite. Come, stand where history and heaven meet. Let the Baha'i Gardens awaken your soul.
And there, on the edge of the sea, rise columns and arches that hold the echoes of millennia. This is Caesarea, a city born for greatness. On the shores of the Mediterranean Sea, where the endless horizon kisses the sky, stands a city born from a dream. Over 2,000 years ago, King Herod the Great envisioned a port to rival the grandeur of Rome. And here in Caesarea, his vision became reality. This was once the gateway to empires, where ships sailed from Egypt and Greece, where Latin voices filled the streets, and where power, culture, and commerce intertwined. Through the centuries, Caesarea bore witness to the rise and fall of civilizations, Romans, Byzantines, Crusaders, each leaving their mark, their whispers still carried by the sea breeze. Today, Caesarea is an open-air museum where the past breathes life into the present. The ancient amphitheater, once a stage for gladiators battling for survival, now hosts concerts and performances as waves crash gently beyond its stone walls. The ruins of Herod's palace and the grand harbor stretching into the sea stand here, and you can almost hear the footsteps of Roman governors as they gaze toward the endless blue. The mighty aqueduct, which once carried fresh water to the city, still stands in elegant silence, its graceful arches catching the golden light of sunrise and sunset, a timeless backdrop to every traveler's story. Roman baths, intricate mosaics, and ancient temples, each telling stories of lives once lived, of art, of love, of ambition carved into stone. And nearby, modern cafes and galleries invite you to pause, to breathe the salty air, and to feel how time here seems to slow. And when evening falls and the last light touches the marble and stone, the city glows with quiet majesty, as if the past is not behind you, but standing beside you. Caesarea is more than a city. It's where history comes alive, where the sea still whispers the legends of empires long gone, and where every step is a touch of eternity. Discover Caesarea, where history meets beauty, where the Mediterranean tells its timeless tales.
And now the path leads us to a place where time stands still and the air is filled with salt. Welcome to the Dead Sea.
Welcome to the Dead Sea, a place where the earth sinks low and silence rises high. Here, you stand at the lowest point on our planet, 430 meters below the world's oceans, and yet it feels like you're closer to the heavens. The air is heavy with salt and minerals, warm and healing as you breathe it in. The water shimmers like liquid glass, holding secrets older than time itself. This is not truly a sea.
It's a vast salt lake, so dense that it refuses to let you sink. Step into its stillness and let yourself float, weightless, as though the water is cradling you in its ancient arms. Legends whisper of Sodom and Gomorrah, cities lost to divine fire on these very shores. For centuries, kings and queens came seeking beauty and renewal. Even Cleopatra bathed in its waters, trusting its salts and muds to keep her youth eternal. Today, the Dead Sea calls travelers from all over the world, not just to heal their bodies, but to quiet their minds, to pause, to feel, to let go. Here, time slows, worries dissolve, and for a moment, as you drift on its surface, you'll feel the rarest thing of all: peace.
This is Israel, a land where ancient stones whisper and salt-laden winds carry stories through the ages. From the stillness of the Dead Sea to the golden glow of Jerusalem, from the heights of Masada to the seaside ruins of Caesarea, and the sacred stillness of the Baha'i Gardens. A place like no other, eternal, radiant, unforgettable.